will run for president. When President Donald Trump took office, Americans' hope was officially restored, and he doesn't plan to stop making the country great again after just 2 terms. While he's almost certain to win in the 2020 election, the golden legacy won't end there. Confirming Democrats' worst nightmare, Trump's successor after what we're sure will be an exceptionally successful 2 terms in office, will be another very capable leader bearing his namesake. This is sure to end Hillary Clinton for good, as she's lost all control of her chances of ever achieving office in her lifetime. Hillary assumed she could win the White House based solely on her gender, despite all of her crimes and inability to do the right thing for the country. We learned that picking a president based almost entirely on a characteristic that hasn't been in the presidential role before, doesn't make a person a good or capable leader. The majority of citizens don't have a problem with an African American in office or a woman, they just want a qualified person who puts the country and citizens first. As records have been set in Trump's first year, which is a trend that will continue through 2 terms, history could be made in 2024 if and when one of his children takes office. We've seen that Trump's presidency has been a family affair, as he's involved his very successful kids in different ways of running the country. The most prominent involvement of his oldest 3 children has also been the most controversial, which could soon become far more of a problem for Trump detractors, namely Hillary Clinton, who could lose the honor of being the first female president to her worst nightmare. Yahoo News reports. Excerpts from an explosive tell-all book about Donald Trump's reluctant road to the presidency have hit the internet, alleging behind-the-scenes chaos in the White House, Melania's tearful acceptance of her new role, and Ivanka's plans to be the first female president. Fire and Fury, Inside the Trump White House by political writer Michael Wolff hits stores January 9, but on Wednesday, New York Magazine published a juicy preview titled "Donald Trump Didn't Want to Be President." The book, published by Henry Holt, is based on more than 200 interviews done over an 18-month period, from Election Day 2016 to October 2017, with White House senior staff members who allowed Wolff to assume something like a semi-permanent seat on a couch in the West Wing, an idea encouraged by the president himself. On Election Day, when polls indicated he might win, Wolff paints the president as shell-shocked and looked as if he had seen a ghost, while Melania was in tears, and not of joy. Wolff also delved into the relationship between Trump and his former chief strategist Steve Bannon, one of the world's most powerful men who he said took advantage of the administration's disorganization to push through his personal agenda. But one of the more surprising revelations concerned Ivanka's political aspirations. Balancing risk against reward, both Jared and Ivanka decided to accept roles in the West Wing over the advice of almost everyone they knew, wrote Wolff. It was a joint decision by the couple, and, in some sense, a joint job. Between themselves, the two had made an earnest deal: if sometime in the future the opportunity arose, she'd be the one to run for president. The first woman president, Ivanka entertained, would not be Hillary Clinton, it would be Ivanka Trump. Wolff continued, Bannon, who had coined the term Jarvinka that was now in ever greater use in the White House, was horrified when the couple's deal was reported to him. "They didn't say that?" he said. "Stop. Oh, come on. They didn't actually say that? Please don't tell me that. Oh my God." On Wednesday, the White House dismissed the book. The only thing better than Hillary being beaten out of office by Donald Trump is for his daughter to win over her as first female president. Hillary's gender was the only factor she had going for her and a big reason why she got any votes to begin with. While she wouldn't probably run against Ivanka, since the energy and funds to do so will run out after she loses again in 2020, if Ivanka were to run and win, she would be silently sticking it to Hillary. Ivanka's immense involvement in politics and actual move to Washington, D.C., has suggested her loftier aspirations of a presidential position on the horizon. As long as she can stay true to conservatism and not go the way of liberalism some are starting to suggest is her genuine intentions, she could do more for women in America than any Democrat candidate could dream of.